Welcome to Life and Stories Network.
It's about life and stories.
My name is Kay and I'm your host.
And my name is I'm JP Molonto John Pelwane. Thank you very much.
And my name is Moruti.
For DC.
Hallelujah.
Yes, Baba. Yes, Baba.
Hallelujah. I love the voice. Yes, Baba.
How are you guys?
We are good, Miss
You
K.
guys are good?
Yo.
No, let's start with you, McKay. How are you doing? How was your week? Abanye bakholile, like people get paid, getting paid.
Hey,
from
Shindo, the
yesterday.
bato body 25 idumelang. Say hello.
I wish I got paid.
So well.
Can't do it now. You're getting paid.
I don't.
Ohola nini?
No, okay. I wanted to ask this question then. From start when you started working, how much were you earning? When you started working,
Your
like
first
your
salary.
first salary.
First salary. Bohola mali.
Like my first.
Yes,
Yes.
the first one.
I think
Whether it was a
2.5.
part-time or whether it was... Yo.
That's huge, man.
It's not huge.
It's not huge. And how much were you earning, MJ?
180 rand for a week.
What? No, my friend. You are kidding.
I'm telling you.
How much was transport?
It's when I knocked off from school. I think it was around 2007. I think
No, it
when I
was a
finished
lot
my
of
matric.
money.
Yes,
No,
I
it
wanted
was
to
a lot
remember
of
that.
money there.
Yeah,
It
man,
was
it makes
not
sense
a
for
lot
the
of
time.
money. 2007. No, you guys are lying.
You say
Yes.
it was how much a week?
I'm saying 180 rand.
No, it was not.
It was not.
I mean, like it.
No, it was not. It was not a lot of money, guys. I remember 2007 when I completed my matric. I think I was having a part time, and then I was earning something like 2K a month.
a month.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
mine would not even make even half of it, even quarter of it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That
What
it
are
was
you
not.
doing?
It was not that one. It was a disgrace.
No, it was a retail. So I'm just thinking you guys are talking of 2,000. No.
That was a lot.
It was a
Yes.
lot. It was a lot.
2,000.
I
You
mean, like I'm
survived
saying,
that.
like for the time, it was like I'm
No,
not saying
man.
it was enough. I'm saying for like it was like
Okay,
like
for
back
that-
at
for
that
that
time it
time,
was like the
yeah,
usual
I get it.
thing.
No, my guy. Okay,
But
sharp.
guys,
per
I'm
week.
talking of 2007.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
Moruti
get-
was getting
Oi.
a lot of money.
Yeah, it was.
No, let's
a lot.
start here. Let's start here.
Muruti
then.
was a bless. He was getting paid. Yeah.
Let's start here then. Were you like using a transport, or were you working to work, or like the means
No,
of transport that you were using?
Because I was going to school in Tlhabane, right?
Yeah.
So it's in Rustenburg.
Okay.
And used to work from Tlhabane to work. So I used to walk. If I wanted to get a taxi, yes, I would get a taxi up for around what? How much was taxi there? Then I think it was around
5 rand or something.
7, 8. I think it was
Yeah,
around there.
yeah, I remember. Yes.
So for a week, you would calculate that Monday to Sunday. Monday to
Yes.
Sunday. You get paid on Monday.
It is
Let's
something.
say then a day we say it's 5 rand. Let's go to 5 rand.
So
Let's
it's
say
gonna
the
be
taxi
10
was
rand.
10 rand a
So it's
day.
gonna be 70 rand.
Yes, it's gonna be
So
70 rand.
almost I'm getting what 110 rand.
And
for a
then
week.
it means you were getting like 60 rand. 60 rand. Yes,
Yeah.
that was what you were like.
So that money, I'll tell you something amazing about that.
Okay.
I bought 2 phones, public phones. We were using public phones by then.
Oh, those
I'm
fucking-
old.
No, man.
I thought you were gonna say you bought 1,000 rand Nokia for that.
3310.
No, I had that Samsung, that one that
The one that was sliding.
Yeah, not sliding, flip. I think it
Yes,
was
the
a
one that
flip
was
phone.
flipping,
yeah.
yes.
Yes, when you
Oh,
open it up,
250.
No, not E250. It was like E something.
360. There was something 360.
I don't know.
No,
what's-
those were
The
Motorola's.
The Motorola's,
No,
yeah.
I had a Samsung. It was
Yes.
flipping
Damn it.
like the on top.
Samsung.
Samsung.
It was the E something, but before the E250.
Yeah,
Yes,
before the
it was like-
E250 Flex. Yes,
Yeah,
I remember the one that. You,
E2000 something.
yeah,
The
yes.
one that was opening like.
Yes, you flip it and then you close it like they do. It was on by then. On. It was the on thing. It was trending. I was in.
I remember.
Yes.
You reminded me of something. I had a cousin who had those phones, and like people used to like borrow the phone. So like what he would do, like when we went to the ground to play soccer, he would like remove the screen, and when you open it, there's no screen, but he's playing music.
So I bought 2 public phones.
Okay.
So what I used to do, I get there in the morning around because I'd be at work around 8 o'clock, right? So 5 in the morning I would wake up and make sure in 30 minutes I walk to town, right, where it's busy. There's a bus rank in Rustenburg there, it's busy. So I put my 2 public phones there in the morning. For the next 1.5 hour, I make sure I use that as a business. I started doing my business that way.
Okay.
Yes, so those 2 public phones would make around, let's say, around 130, 140 in the morning. In a day, in the morning for that 130 hours, right?
You're rich,
no, not rich as such, but I'm trying live, right? And it was not finished. Remember when I'm done with that in the morning, I would go back again on lunch. So you've got a lunch of 1 hour. So I go back there for 1 hour again. I connect again, reconnect again.
So you're not eating during your lunch?
No, I did not have time for that. So
You had busy men.
I go back there and then no, that's how I started my so-called business. I don't know what to call it, but I love entrepreneurship, so I studied it that way. So yeah, that's basically my week, and then I remember those kind of things. It's life, so it taught me life again.
Yeah, I just remember, even though when you're talking about that, I remember when it was what I think I was doing my matric. I bought my first phone. I think it was Ericsson.
Oh, Ericsson.
Yes, I had an Ericsson. I don't remember, it was Ericsson something. That was my first phone. The time whereby they were V360. It was V3, Motorola V3, and there was a V360.
Yes.
The one that you had to the one that was it's.
Also
you can fold it. And both of them actually were you can fold it.
Yeah, the one that was like a V3 Razor, the slim one.
Exactly.
And then the V360 was the bulky one.
The bulky one, the one that you can
the one that you can put the memory card inside.
So I bought it and said it was wow, but it was nice, that one. It was very nice, I'm telling you. We are living large because of the time I was still at school. I think I was selling what sweets. Yeah, I remember I was traveling, so I was using a bus.
Yeah.
So we're early in the morning, we just opened the packets and all that. The time there was still this shop, they call it what? African sweets or something. I remember. Yeah, we'll go there and get some sweets and all those kind of a thing. In the morning we'll sell sweets. Lunchtime we sell sweets, my friend. We'll push a business. We'll push.
And I also did that, selling sweets and stock sweets in class. Yes, in class. Not just at school, but in class.
Actually, mine started when I was doing standard 7. Yes, I started standard 7. Then standard 7. That's when I was on the field, hands on. Actually, even I was having some people employed some few people that
your workforce.
Yes, my workforce. So I remember there's this other guy who even now still owes me because of I gave him around. He never paid me actually, so he still owes me. I think I gave him around a stock that was making something like 100 and something. And by then, remember, it was a lot. Yeah, so I think he saw that this guy making a lot of money for him.
Coming from far.
My friend,
So you wanted this guy to sell for you?
No, they were selling I think I employed 2. I will stop it.
I love employing.
Breadwinner.
So no, you are good. You employed long time ago.
Creating jobs, eh?
Yeah.
Exactly. So then I gave the other one. The other one was faithful. This one was not faithful. So the other one also started his own business selling the same thing. But I never got jealous of him. Yeah, we okay. When I left,
it's a competitor now.
Yeah, it's a competitor. Also, we used to help one another. When I don't have, I will say, my friend, give me.
I'll give you.
You fronted your own competition.
Wonderful, man. It's about life and stories. Thank you very much for watching, because as we are getting along today, we move again, K. Moruti, and we've always talked about Nomayini. People not knowing who Nomayini is.
Nomayini.
Yes, we've talked about Nomayini, and Nomayini is here. So
my guy is here.
I'm here, finally.
Welcome, Nomayini.
I love the word final. It has been a long time. It has been a long time. Murudi and Kay again. Today we express at the same time the stories are being told by owners. We love the fact that we never tell stories ourselves. We let people, the owners of the stories, to tell the stories, to express their stories, and then how truthful it can be. You know, it's so nice to have the story from its owner, so that you know the truth. We ask these questions because you know you'll provide the truth about your own story. So let me take this opportunity and time again to welcome our guest today, Mr. Nomaini.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for honoring the invitation again. Like I said to the viewers who don't know Nomaini is part of us. So even when we're having all these cameras, audios, and your directors and everything, he does that. But today it's a different story. It's a different story. It's not about cameras. It's not about audios.
It's not here for that.
It's not about editing. It's not here for that. So it's a different story. Man. Just to start with everything, just to tell us about your own self, and then somebody who does not know you, not as Nomaini per se, but somebody who does not know you, to express that and tell us where you have maybe grown and your bio in short. Yes.
What can I say? I guess I should start by introducing myself.
Yes.
My name is Oarabile Tshidi is the same. Coming all the way from Mosental, Rustenburg.
So Kay calls you Wara Wara. So I love that Wara.
Wara ma waras.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live in Mosental currently, which is where I'm from, born and raised. Yeah, I grew up in yes, as I was saying, I grew up in I wouldn't say a very big household. It was just a modest nyana household in here with like my grandmother and my 3 aunties. Yeah, and a bunch of cousins.
Oh, a bunch of cousins.
Nothing big.
Yeah. But when you say bunch of I think a bunch now you would be talking about what, 10, 15?
No, okay, like at the beginning, like the earliest I can remember.
Yeah.
The earliest I can remember, it was me and my 3 cousins from we were like 5 of my cousins.
So it's a bunch of
6. It's a bunch.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
But how was the relationship and growing up? How was, what, because you had your grandmother, you had people who are old at the same time, you got your cousins. I mean, somewhere you'll have that kind of relationship where you say, it was this, it was that, and it was that. Can you explain that?
Growing up, I was a very reserved person, and I think I still am. I like keeping to myself. I like my own space.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, and like most of my cousins also, they were like, so, and also the different ages came into play as well. So, like, we weren't really like that close. So the closest person I was close to was my cousin Offense, who was born in like 94 and I'm born in like 97.
Okay.
So like he was the closest thing to my age.
Hey, my friend, Dalamos. That into only 2000.
No, I meant to say 2007.
Yeah. He looks 17, 18, eh?
My friend.
Siazam.
Yeah, these are good genes. Yeah, I love them. Yeah.
Yeah, so like he was like the closest person to my age, whereas like the other ones were older, so they were always out in the streets.
Okay.
And we were the only 2 people that were in the yard.
Reserved.
Yeah. So you would find me at the corner there playing with bricks. He's over there playing with sticks. Then later on we'd come together, and then it doesn't end well. Yes. Like it doesn't take a lot for us to like
fine.
Yeah. But then out of everyone, he's like the closest person to me. Yeah.
But you fight.
Is he the closest
Like
person
it's
to you?
always been like
Oh.
yeah, he out of the whole family, he's the closest one to me.
But why? Why is it about that fun type of a thing? Because when you want to confide, when you want to say something, you say it to your friend. Because I'm a bit curious about that relationship, because you are saying we fight, but immediately after fighting, I think you go back to that again to say we are brothers.
like
We are
bro, yeah.
like that kind.
Yeah.
Is it that the only reason, or maybe even if you are here at the same time, even if you want to maybe say some secret, if you have some, do you have that kind of a relationship with him?
Yeah, we do. We do because like we didn't have friends, me and him.
Oh,
So,
so
we
you
were
are
each other's friends by default. So we would fight. And then now I want to tell him something that happened. Now I have to go back to him. Now I'm there. I'm like, my friend, this and this happened. Now with a sour face. But 5 minutes later, we're laughing again. So yeah, it's that. Like, yeah.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, it's brotherhood, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, you talked of grandmother and the cousins. I never heard you talking of mother, father.
Well, hey, that's a very long, complicated story.
This is about life and story, so you have to hear that.
I think I should just do the story justice by starting from the beginning.
Okay.
So, my grandmother had 4 children,
Okay.
all females.
Oh man.
My mother was the youngest.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she had 3 sisters, and I'm contemplating whether I should say names or not.
Okay.
No,
No problem. Feel free if
Yeah.
you want to. Yes.
Okay, so the eldest was named Johanna.
Okay.
Second eldest is Pauline.
All right.
The third one is Catherine.
All right.
And then the last born was my mom,
Okay.
Lebogang.
Mm.
So the eldest one had 4 babies.
Okay.
The second eldest had 3.
Mhm.
The third born didn't have any kids,
Okay.
and my mom only had me.
Oh.
Yeah, so,
So you're the only one.
yes, I'm the first and the last.
Oh, first. Oh, then the last. No, Baba.
Yeah, it's me,
Mhm.
my cruise. So, but everyone else had ventured out of the household
Okay.
in terms of like my grandmother's children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the only one that was left was Catherine. She's the one that basically raised us with our grandmother.
Oh yes.
Catherine is the third one.
Yeah, the third
Mm.
one. My mother's eldest sister.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So yeah, she's the one that raised us there, with like my 4 cousins, because the firstborn's children, 3 of them didn't live with us.
Okay.
Yeah, they lived elsewhere. It's
Yeah.
another story for another time.
For another day. Yes.
Yeah, so her youngest was the one that was living with us. So we grew up in J and I grew up with knuckleheads. Those people did not listen. My grandmother had her hands full.
Yeah.
They would be so like if you would look, the eldest out of all the 6 of us was like, I think 7 years older than everyone else.
Mhm.
And then we had the one we consider our sister,
Okay.
who had a twin.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say they're twins because they're the same age. They were born the same time.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then it was Offense, and then it was me. Actually, there was 5 of us. I don't know why I said 6.
Okay.
It's a
No,
lot
you get
of
it right
people.
now. You get it right.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. So these 2 were always together, the twins, the trouble twins. They're always sitting on the gate there, yelling at people passing. People always came to the house to yeah, because of those.
Yeah, so the whole table sap.
Yeah, my grandmother would give them a bottle to go buy paraffin. They would get to the shop, play the machine there, and then
With the money.
with the money. The terrible twins.
But what would happen later, because they spend all the money in playing with the money?
They would get whooped. The whoopings.
So but when I yourself, did you get any whipping, maybe.
Obvious.
You know why I'm asking? Because you know when we started, he said, "I'm a very reserved guy, so I'm coming to the word reserved. So I'm looking at the reserved guy to say, did you get some some whipping?"
Out of everyone, I was the most sensible one. Yeah, like I would only get whippings for like maybe not doing the dishes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would not do the dishes. That's when I would get whippings. Sometimes I would go with my cousins and then they would go swim there at the river. I would also do that.
Oh, you also do that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I would get my fair share. But outside of that, I was just a laid back kid. Didn't have any problems.
Yeah. But you considered the sister, saying the elder sister to your mother, right?
Yes.
You considered her to be your mother figure.
Yes.
But did you sometimes, even though you had a family where you are loved and then you got your cousins and everyone, did you ever feel some void in terms of saying my biological mother is not here?
Well, it's a kind of a yes and no question.
Okay.
Because first of all, growing up, it was a very, very big household.
Yeah.
So you didn't even when you tried to get your own space there, someone would often come through. So like you didn't have that element of being alone.
Yeah.
Right. So growing up, because like I had lost my mom at a very young age, like at the age of 9 years.
Ah man, sorry about that.
Yes, so
age of
9 years.
9.
Yeah.
Yes.
At 9 years old, that's when I lost my mother. So I would say post losing my mother, that's when I would feel certain voids.
Yeah.
You know, like yes, my mom, if she was here, things would be different. But the crazy part is, because of how close my family was, after my mom had died, like it didn't there wasn't any shift in terms of like feeling like like sometimes like when you grow up with your cousins you would feel her like no I can feel her, this is not my mom, this is my cousin's mom.
Yeah.
Like there would be certain
so
I never got that. Never.
Oh, wow.
Because you had that love from in the beginning that
Yes.
no, this is my mother, even though it's an elder sister.
Yes.
But can we both go back to the 9 years that you're talking about? I think it's not that old, Kay. It's not that old, Moriti, but 9 years is also a young age.
Yeah, it's a very young age.
A very young age.
Actually, you're still young.
You're not mature.
Yeah,
You're still child at that
by
time.
then,
But people would remember.
Yeah, people will remember some things that they have happened.
Yeah.
Mostly like people with good memories.
Yeah.
Some they do forget. They will remember it in parts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But how did it come about? Do you remember anything that happened on the day or on the space that this happened?
What was around that time?
Yeah. Okay, so my mom wasn't living with us, right? She was living in Potsaning because she had a business there.
Okay.
Yeah, she was selling,
Yeah. She was having a business there, yes.
And, stuff like that. So I think it was around that 9 years. Yeah, I was doing grade 3.
Wow.
Immediately when I started doing my grade 3, I wanted to move in with her. So I moved in with her that side.
Okay.
And then it happened we lived for I think close to 6 months together. Let's say 5 months. Because I remember towards the end of term 2, she fell ill.
All right.
So she couldn't take care of herself. So one of our elder cousins, the one who's older than all of us, he had just finished school. So he came through to live with me that side. And then my mom came back home so that my aunt could take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she fell ill. Holidays came about. I went back that side as well. When I went there, I got there for a week or so. She was very sick. You could see, no man, this is not the mom that I know.
Yeah.
So, but yourself, you would see.
Yes, I could see what.
Right.
No, this is not the mom that I know. And then at the time, the second eldest sibling of my mom had moved out. She was
Okay.
living with her husband. She had got married in Canaan.
Okay.
So she was living there. And then she decided, like, no, man, this environment is not good for the kid. He can't see his mom like this.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
obviously.
she decided, let's go that side.
Yes,
So
yes.
I went that side, and then I saw my cousins again. Now we're back at it, fighting.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you are back to life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back to life. And then I think for the course of a week, my aunt would like go back and forth to Mosonta and Kanana. Like in the morning when she wakes up, she goes there,
Oh, yeah.
and then
Later she goes back to
and then
Just
yeah,
like it. Mm-hmm.
she would come through and cook and clean, because we had messed up the house even though she left clean.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but then I remember there was this one particular day while we were playing, and then like my uncle had came back early from work.
Mhm.
So when he got there, it's like, yeah, he's chilling with us. He was drinking, but he wasn't like drinking like too much.
Yeah.
I'm seeing with like, alright.
Something's
Something-
off. Yeah.
Something
There's
is
something
off,
weird
lah.
here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then he gets a phone call. I'm seeing Uguti, like even the facials, they are changing.
Yeah. Start to change.
Yeah, and then he's very reserved now. He's no longer talking now. He's like very reserved.
Okay, where's your mom? Sorry to disturb you. Where's your mom at this time?
She's back home
Oh.
at Mosantan. Now I'm in Kanana now at my aunt's place.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm no longer at my grandmother's
Oh.
now. So sharp, that happens, and then she comes home, right? My aunt
Yeah.
comes home. And then I could feel when they call me into the room, I could feel good, but the energy here.
Yeah.
So now in my mind, I'm like, please don't tell me they're gonna tell me what I think they're gonna tell me.
You already have some clue.
I'm like, no,
No,
man. Like,
what were you thinking? Because you are saying, no, I'm thinking they've got something to tell me, but it's not coming out.
no, like they called me into the room because
Yeah.
they wanted to tell me something. Ne?
Before they tell you something, I want
Yeah.
to yeah.
But now, when you walk into a room, ne, the room has energy.
Yeah, you see the yeah.
Yeah.
Like now,
Obviously,
I
yeah.
could feel good. Like, man.
There's
yeah.
something off, yeah.
And when she walked into the house, like she was very quiet. She went straight into her room to talk to the husband. And then when they called me in, I'm like, no.
There's something
I'm
wrong.
like, please don't tell me what my mom is gone, right?
Oh, man.
In my
Yeah.
mind, I'm thinking that. I'm like, and then they tell me, I'm like, yeah. And then it felt like I went deaf for a second. Like, I couldn't hear anything. It's like, hey, I was going through it now. I'm like, yeah. And then everything after that, it became a blur, like everything. But I remember it was like I think it was like during the week. Yeah, it was Wednesday. The reason why I remember is because like we had this tradition of like watching WWE SmackDown.
Or wrestling.
at 9
Yeah,
o'clock. But now I remember that Wednesday. I don't remember watching it, but I know like we were supposed to watch it.
Exactly, yeah.
Something exciting was supposed to happen from
Oh,
like
yeah.
last week. So I was waiting, but now I don't remember. It was a big play. The only moment I remember after that was it being Friday, and then we had to go for the funeral now.
Yeah.
But now I think everybody else, like my cousins and my aunt, had left prior to that. I think they left the following day, and then at Kanane was just me and my uncle, and then he had to go to work in the morning. Yeah, and then when he got back, he was like, "Hi, don't worry. Tomorrow we're going to town. We're gonna get fresh clothes,
Just to excite you
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Obviously, you are still young.
Yeah, so Friday we went to town. I got this. I still remember the tracksuit. It was like this tracksuit. I don't know why he bought me tracksuit to go to in the first place. Like,
Why would you wear tracksuits?
Exactly.
So I bought these Pro Action tracksuits because at that time Pro Action was still in.
Yeah.
I wanted those tracksuits wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And then, like, I remember walking into Edgar's. The first thing I saw was dead. I'm like,
Because store my
this is what I want here. The time is here, and now there's a guilty conscience of like, I'm still, mourning my mom. So
Yeah.
he can't say no. He
Yeah.
can't say no.
Obviously.
It's still fresh. It's still fresh. So we bought the tracksuits, yeah, and then from there, from town, we went there, and then the funeral came. I don't remember what happened for the rest of the day after that. I just remember the excitement of the tracksuits.
Oh yeah, so we were numb with the excitement.
Yeah, I'm like, but then as soon as we got into the taxi, I forgot what I even got new tracksuits. I'm thinking, Ash, when we get there, what's gonna happen now?
Exactly, yeah.
Because you know, like you used to like immediately when I walk into the gate, and then I know this particular person is at home.
Yeah.
You know, the energy of that person is there. You know,
Yeah.
like the energy is there. I'm thinking of that. I'm like, Ish, will I still feel her energy, or
What would happen?
yeah, what else am I gonna feel if it's not there? You know. And then you get there, and then Ish, you know what I hate about funerals, né? Especially it's like when like the funeral, it's like someone very close to you. When you walk in, and then the moment you walk into the gate now, you're walking on your feet. You don't have a car. You're like, okay. So all eyes are on you.
Yes.
So I don't know where to look now. It's like when you look at people, they don't
And
want to
they
look
feel
at
sorry for
you.
you.
But now, like,
Yeah.
but now it's weird now because like they're giving me this attention that I don't want now. It's like, how do I avoid this attention? And then when you walk into the house now, you know, this person beg like they used to sit here.
Yeah, yeah.
And now you're going into the room, you're like, hey, and then Ngapa, I'm scared of caskets when I'm walking past there. I see the casket in the bedroom there. I'm like, hey, let me not go there. As you know, it's those types of vibes. You know, yeah, it's very.
But do you think you had more time? You had plenty of time to to have your mom. Do you think you had plenty of time that you would remember some things that you would never forget in life? Because now it feels like it's so exciting because you were very young and Malume just took you to your high, to be happy and everything. Try to make sure that you become happy on the day that you are not supposed to, in a sense, right? Do you think you are given enough time to maybe get to know your mom, get to be with your mom? But because I remember you said something about 5 months you've stayed with her. But most of the time you are used to that vibe at home, the bigger family that you had. So do you think you had more time with your mom?
I would have to say, like for me, I've always looked at it as a gift and a curse at the same time. The curse part being I never got to to get to know
more time
exactly like who my mom was.
Yeah.
Because like all I know is my mom being my mom. I don't know her personality outside of her being my mom.
Oh yes.
Like I never got to experience certain like parts of her. So, but then at the same time, I feel like it's a blessing also because like at the time when it happened, like I couldn't like fully grasp it, like the idea of like her passing and like also not spending that much time together, like me not appreciating that. How can I put this in words? Like that happening to me at an early age, ne? It's also like Jesus Christ, how do I put this? The words are not coming together, but it's making sense in my mind. It's like, let's say for instance, like had I spent more time with her, it would have been more difficult for me to like heal from that.
Exactly,
You know me?
There's more memories.
Yes, memory.
Yes,
It's
attachment. It would.
Great, wonderful. Because we talk of the process of healing.
Yes.
Like how we heal, it's not the same. Now you see, we get a different angle today.
Yes.
Yes.
And then it might be weird, like you are saying.
Yes.
For me to say, okay, it would have been more. Maybe I would
It
have
would
been
have
more
been more
grateful
painful, yes.
if I had few years with her.
Yes.
It would have been maybe after 30 or so, after 20 years.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to say is that the healing process that you had, for you it's easier than
Yes.
maybe if you would have spent more time
because it's
with
like
your mom.
more memories,
Wow.
like more time spent together. Like it's like this person, at this time we could be doing this. But then I feel like for me, that happening at an early age like that, it also like gave me the opportunity to not struggle with the healing process.
Yeah.
Like yes, it was painful. Yes, it is still painful to this day. But
Yeah, because I wanted to ask, because you are saying it's a healing process, did you heal? If there's such,
Yes.
Do you believe in healing from a loss of somebody that you have loved, somebody close to you, somebody your biological, somebody not your biological, but somebody that you loved so much?
Yeah, I mean, like, days come different,
Uh-huh.
like some days you would wake up and then because it happened at an early age,
Yes.
sometimes you would struggle to grasp like the
memories.
Yeah.
memory. Sometimes
Yeah.
like I would wake up and I'm like, Kunja, like how does my mom's face look like sometimes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then now I gotta go back on the photos and reflect.
And
And,
refresh,
like,
yes.
and then like also the guilt of like not remembering your mom's face
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
it eats you up as well. And then like like it has its days, man. Like, but then most of all, like it doesn't like weigh as much on me anymore.
Hmm.
Or he's learned to live with it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that, but even though you have lived for about a few months with, hey, I want to go back to few months, 5 months, because I reckon that 5 months would have been something.
Yes.
You would have seen something, you would have heard something, you would have learned something.
Yeah.
I don't know, you would have got motivated or something
Yeah.
to hear before everything that happened. Do you remember anything that you say, no, mom, I remember this about you?
Okay. Like to go back on the 5 months, like we lived like fully together, like for like it being an everyday thing for like only 5 months.
Yeah.
But then like we would see each other like every weekend. She would come
Yes,
home.
there and there. Huh?
Yes, but when it comes to the lessons, the lessons, yeah, they were very instilled. They were instilled
Wow.
with all sorts of things, wooden spoons, snaps. They
They were enforced.
were enforced.
Yeah.
Yo, I remember like the one thing that she used to always tell me all the time was like, Wanaga, when you don't have something, just accept Uguti, you don't have that
Yes.
thing.
No, man, can you say that again?
Like when
I
you
love
don't
it.
have something,
Just
learn
accept.
to accept Uguti, like you don't have that thing. Live with, like learn to live with Uguti Aunayo.
yeah.
Avoid the thing Uguti like you can borrow. Because like I remember all of my friends growing up, they had like what do they call them? Gonna the TV games. You
TV
remember
games,
those
yeah.
Oh, your
consoles?
PS stations, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, not
No,
like
TV
DPS,
games,
like
it's
Oh,
on
TV games.
cartridges.
Oh,
Yeah.
cassettes, right?
You know,
Oh, when you
those
put your
ones
cassettes,
in
oh
the
yes.
cartridge and-
Yeah.
yeah. And then like I felt like I was the only person who didn't have it in like my friends groups. Ne?
Ah, man, yeah.
And I was like, and then I remember there was this one time, my other friend Nkosinati, him and his family were going away for a week or something. They were going to Durban or something. So he wasn't taking along with his TV game. So he's like, my friend, this week is your week now. When I leave, I'm leaving it with you. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm like, I'm going home. And then my mom comes. She bought KFC, and then she bought also scones because growing up I loved scones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
loved scones. My
Okay,
grandmother.
You would have bought some scones. You
I
see?
didn't know. Next time. I don't think so.
Not anymore. I don't like them anymore.
Why? Is it because they remind you of
No. It's because like growing up, I yellow bone, and then I I grew up chubby. I was a chubby kid growing up. You couldn't tell. So like my cheeks. So and then I like scones. So like my grandmother used to call me scones, and then would pinch
Oh,
me.
that's it.
Then hence the name scones. So because of that. So because of the nickname, now I don't like.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So yeah, I got the nickname, and then everybody started calling me that. But then they would call me in a weird way, and then it like steered away from it being a very a very close to my heart nickname from my grandmother to it being something people used to tease me about.
Okay.
Yeah, so hence like I despise these cons and stuff like. So back to what I was saying. So my mom came through with KFC and scones. I'm like, yo, this is the greatest day ever. I'm going to have a TV game. I'm gonna
All
eat
by yourself.
yo. So now I'm telling my mom, and then she's like, what? He's gonna what? Borrow you his what? And what are you going to do with it? I'm gonna bring it home and play games with it. Hey, where? Here? He's like, yeah, here. He's like, no, not in this house. I'm like, why? I'm like, but I didn't even ask. He's like, no, when you don't have something, except Uguti, you don't have it. Because what's going to happen is that we can't afford the TV game, first of all. So imagine you bring it home and then it gets broken. Or they steal it. How are we supposed to repay?
It's our responsibility now.
Yes.
And now it's gonna cause a thrift between you and your friend now, because now the parents are gonna want it, and then you can't.
You
Now you can't
replace
be
it,
here.
yes.
Yeah, you see, it's gonna cause too much problems for you. And at that time, I was crying my eyes out because I couldn't understand.
Why?
It doesn't make sense.
Obvious.
But I'm gonna get it, Moose. I'm not gonna sleep. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play it all night.
but again, I'm thinking the parents would also be preparing you for some things. Eh?
Yeah.
You're looking at breaking it, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe losing something from that particular game.
Or your
But
cousin is
again,
sitting and
you never know.
Mm.
But I'm thinking something here again. You stay there as Owara, and then you get used to it. What about that? Because you don't have it, and then they know you don't have it at home.
Yes.
But because you are young, you are saying you don't understand. It's not something that you would understand.
Yeah,
Really.
I don't-
But what I'm saying, you get used to it, that you get borrowed every time when he leaves.
Right.
He gives you. Then you get used to it, and then
when it comes back, it takes.
it takes it back again.
Exactly.
And if it happens that it never comes back to you, what happens? Because now the person will be like,
You must grieve
we
that
told
also."
you, yeah, we told you this.
I would
it's
have
not
to
yours."
move in. I would have to move in.
But
I'm
again,
following it.
but again, Noara, looking back, I've been learning something. You've had this when you were very young. When you reflect back today, you say when you want to remember your mom, you just take a pic. Today, as you are speaking now, how does that lesson that you took from being accepting that I don't have this, how does it today match with your life today? Have you maybe used it? Are you using it now as a lesson even today?
Yeah, it's funny because that's how I live. I live my life by that rule. Look, if I don't have it,
You don't
Accept.
accept. It motivates me. Like, I use it as motivation to like work hard to get that thing that I
Something
want.
you want. Mhm.
Yeah, because there's also a certain pride of like, I've worked hard for this thing and now finally it's here.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And you get an appreciation of that thing, Uguti, like, yeah, this thing I worked hard for it. So now I must make sure, Uguti, it lasts as long as possible. Now I have to take care of it.
Yeah, great man.
Be responsible.
Be
with it.
responsible for it.
Yeah.
But do you ever take time to be alone, like you are saying you are a reserved person? Do you ever sit down and think about it? Just thinking.
Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes, but not most of the time.
Uh,
Because like I'm a person who believes in like I'm not saying I'm disregarding her memory. I will cherish the memories that we've had, and I'll always cherish her in my heart. Like every year, the 1st of every January, me and my cousins, we go to the grave sites, we talk to them, we tlhagola for them, that. But I feel like me having to take time out and reflect on old things, I feel like it hinders me as well. Because like, as you can see, me, I like being like having my spirits up, I feel like that would dampen me, like put me down and put me in a place where like now I have to be sad now. And it's like, but let's keep it moving. I'm a firm believer in like keeping it moving. Don't forget the person, but don't live in the past as well. Yeah.
I've also taken something. You said you're a firm believer, like you said that word now, right? So I've also been wondering, how has it taken part in terms of healing? Because I think it is one of the things that keeps you going if you are a believer. Has it maybe played a part where you say, if it wasn't of this belief that I had, or the belief that I have, I wouldn't have been here?
When it comes to like anything happening, like in life in general, I live by these words that my aunt gave me, Catherine. She told me, she's like, you shouldn't stress yourself with many things. Like, if it's the will of God, who are we to doubt it? where there's a will, there's a way. You know, like, so it doesn't matter what's happening, as long as you believe ukuthi like it's God's plan. You have to trust in it. You know, trust in God's timing, in God's planning, because He knows. He knows why we're all here.
Yeah.
So really, truly, I believe somehow it would play a very big part.
Yes.
In terms of getting yourself in the right track to go back to normal again.
Yeah.
But I also, ask myself today, how do people like Oara feel free to speak about the story?
I can't really say much about, because as people I can say we approach a loss in a different way, or probably a pain, to deal with the pain in a different way. Like he said at the beginning, that I think losing my mom at the earlier age, it was a blessing, and also it was a curse. So I come to understand now, like, when like
It's coming from.
where he's coming from. You understand? So I do understand him on that part.
I'm asking you this deliberately because both of you lost your moms. So I'm asking Muriti that, hence I also asked the question, do you ever heal? I also ask this question many a times, Kay, when I ask about the healing process.
I don't think you heal from losing the person that is close to you. I think
Even if you are young.
Even if you are young, because you know what grief does to you. If you're going to dodge grieving that period, you can get this, you can go to the studio, you can do whatever that you want to do. As soon as you get home,
It
grief
hits
is
back.
coming back.
When you are alone.
You can sleep, you can drink, you can do whatever that you want to do. But when grief wants to check in, it will check in.
It'll corner you.
Sometimes you're just in a taxi. You just holding your tears and whatever, but as soon as you get off that taxi,
it comes back to reality again.
Yes.
But as for me, like my take in terms of healing, I would say we do heal, but we are left with a scar.
Oh, it is a wound.
Yeah, the scar. No, it's healed.
It's healed already,
But
so
the
you've got a scar.
It's
Yes,
like
no,
a
I get your point,
remembrance.
yes.
Yeah, it's a remembrance. Because I'm taking it from when we talk of healing, we go to a normal way when you are wounded.
Yes.
Automatically, it will. The
Just
tissues
go
will
back
come and then it will come
to normal again.
but the wound
scar
or the
stays there.
scars, they will remain. So it will be like kind of a remember. Once you look at it, you reflect. Then it will be a remember. It reminds you of what went through. So I believe like losing someone, it's like you getting wounded. You getting wounded.
Yes.
After that, then as time goes by, you learn to live without the person. You understand? I think that's when now you are getting healed. But remember, when the challenges comes, the challenges are like the scars. They remind you of the wound. They remind you of the pain. You understand, of losing.
But maybe that would have been better if he was or she was.
Exactly. You understand? It's like if I didn't go to that tavern, or if I didn't go to that church, if I didn't go to,
You blame yourself.
I was not gonna have this. It's like
This-
if my mom was here, if those issues. It's like that. That's why, like last time when I was sitting alone, I was thinking that how does really this thing of pain works? Actually, how does it works? I wanted to
get around
understand.
it,
Yes. Then I just look at myself and say, okay, Sharp, if you get cut here, what's gonna happen? You will heal, but the scar
It
that
stays
remains, it will remind you of the event that took place. So I think even when you lose someone, it happens the same way. That's my thinking.
take on that.
My take or my point on that. Yeah.
No, I really get it. And I don't know, okay, in a story that we have.
Baba,
got
you know, we
today-
are far.
You know I'm not well. No, you see Muruti now. You know I'm not well.
Oh my friend, we don't want to mourn you. We refuse.
Okay, it has been a great story, a sad story at the same time. But when you see people laughing about the stories, it's because they are lucky today to have the story being told and being expressed. So we are loving the fact that you get given the platform to speak about it. Maybe it's part of it again, part of healing. Because for some people it's a process. Hence we are bringing people to come and express that. So Oarabile has just when you have got family on your side. It's just remind me, if you have got family on your side, somehow it's also part of healing. Because some people do not have people to just
to
lean on.
Right.
You need people like that. So you said, no, it was not that hard, it was not that much. You speak of those words, but I look at you and say, like, this guy lost his smell. Like, what are you saying? But he said, no, you don't understand. When I go home, we've got a bunch of people who would, of cousins.
Also-
And then remember, Malume was also there to say, no, you've got a funeral tomorrow, but let's go to town, right?
Let me get you something
Let me
nice.
get you something nice. And then you are like getting something nice. There's nothing nice about the world now, like the universe now. It's like nothing is nice.
Yeah. And also you have to remember that, sometimes you might think Guguti you are healed.
Oh, yes.
Like you would think you're healed. Because of sometimes you have a family structure that you can lean on.
Oh, yes.
And then they make it like every time when you think you're falling, you get balanced.
You get balanced, yes.
Until you reach a point where you lose that support structure. And then you realize, Uguti, now I'm in the thick of it. Actually, I never actually healed.
Yes.
I just had comforting people that used to comfort me.
Somehow.
Yes. And I think for me, like my aunt Catherine was a very, very huge comforter for me. Because she helped me. She was always there for me whenever I felt like I was being sidelined or whatever it happened. When you were at school there, and then because like growing up, like I was one of the few brightest ones in class. And then we would have award ceremonies, and then parents are coming in to pick up awards for their kids, and then she would be there.
To pick up for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I remember we lost my aunt, I think it was like grade 7. I was doing grade 7 at the time. Yeah. And then next year it was like my first year in middle school. It's a big change.
Yes.
And then I lost one of like the biggest support structures of my life at the time.
What got shattered by then?
Yes. And now we are still zamming there, The awards are coming in, and now you hit a place where it's like, my uncle is at work, my aunt also is at work there, they can't stop what they're doing, and now I'm there. Like it was like first term, because unlike in primary school, in middle school they used to give out awards at the end of every term. And I think I lost her at grade 8 actually. It was like during the first term of like grade 8, and then at that time like it hadn't sunk in yet, because like with my mom, she was there to help guide me, made sure I accepted what was happening. And then when it happened, when I lost her, it felt like I was avoiding that day. Like accepting no, she's gone now. Because I remember on the day of the awards, I was so excited. Immediately as the school went out, I ran into the bus, and then I got off the bus, went to my grandmother's house. Immediately when I walk into the yard, and then I see the door is locked, I'm like, why is the door locked? And then I unlocked it. The sound is okay. And then I unlock the door, I walk in, I'm like, and then now there's this big, very, very loud emptiness in the house. And then there's no one there. You're like, this person is really gone. And then I was super, super excited. Like in the middle of that excitement, I forgot like she's gone.
She's gone.
So
that one is a big blow. That one.
Hey, that one was the biggest blow. And now I'm like,
but something I like about what you when you narrate the story as well, you always have the, I don't know if it's a gift of feeling the what do you call it, the spirit, what do you call it? You call it when you come in. There are people who are coming with you can feel.
Yeah, like the energy.
The
You feel
energy.
the
I love that
energy. You
word.
feel the energy.
Yes, I wanted to get the energy.
Yeah.
So when every time when you see something, there's the energy.
Yeah, there's energy, you know.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the first time in my life ever seeing myself fall asleep, go in bed before 7 o'clock.
No.
That day. I was so
Even to
confused.
yourself, yeah.
I was feeling so many things that once. I'm like, hey, what's happening?
No, but
I'm like, no, but
honestly,
hey.
honestly speaking, like as he says, ne, I love the way he say it because of like sometimes you might think that you have healed because you have a support structure, and then there come a time whereby you have to stand alone. Even when let's say you get injured on a spinal cord, and then you start to walk and start to see a doctor and all those kind of a thing, and then they give you a support, those kind of
Those crutches, yeah.
crutches, yeah. Then you start to walk with them, and then you will feel that now I'm getting
I'm better
until
now.
you remove those. Then you will see that now I can stand on my own or not.
Yeah.
Then that's when you're gonna see. We see that you have healed when now you are able to stand also on your own. You are able to move on. You are not being. I like the way he says that. I don't believe in living in the past. Even I don't regard
I love
like
those words,
disregard their memories or anything. But I like to live in the present
yeah.
or also in the future, if we can put it that way.
Yes.
That's why I like about the way he narrates it, that it's better for you to live in the present than holding it. Imagine like you always get home and then I wish my mom was here.
Yeah, every day.
I wish my mom.
So you also get depression.
You
when
get
doing that.
depression by doing that. The only option that you have is to move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the house, you remember my grandmother's house went from being a very, very loud house
Yes.
to being so quiet in a short space of time. So, hey.
And you're already used to that, so the noise, but the fun noise because you find peace there.
So where were they, like the cousin, where were they by then when you came back from school?
Yo, everybody went their separate ways, The one we regarded our sister is living with her mom.
Okay.
And then obviously the other ones, they living with their mom in Kanana because she got married now.
Yeah.
And then now there it's me and my grandmom
Yeah.
back there at the house. It's just
Okay.
the two of us. Nji.
So when you came back, you only found grandmother.
No, there was no one.
Where was your grandmother at that time?
I don't remember where she went.
It
I
was
don't
only
even
you.
remember.
You and
I
you.
just I just remember walking in. I didn't want anything.
Oh no, it was a big blow.
I'm like, yo, hi.
That one was a big blow.
And you know what? Like,
But
in
you
the-
have learned to live with that now, right?
yeah, you
Some
have
people
like
will have to live somewhere somehow.
even if you don't have even if you don't learn to,
Yeah.
you
You
will
are forced
by
to do
force.
it.
Yeah, you are forced.
Because there's no place you can look, yeah. And then also like me, I've always been like I've said, I've always been a reserved person who appreciates their own space. So like I would be with people, but then when the socializing data bundles finish, now I have to. Yeah, so me living with my grandmother at the time, it made sense for me in that way. Yeah, we're together here, and then also Lene, she's a person who like being quiet.
So
Yeah.
you're almost similar, it's saying.
Yeah,
Same personality.
same personality.
Man, it has been 11 stories with Oarabile today, and then it has been so great. In a sense, you would feel it's funny, you would feel it's sad, you would feel it's serious in some way, but they have been told by the owners, expressed by them. So, Amuruti,
Yes, sir.
let's say we learn every day.
Yeah, we do learn every day.
So we never think that we know people or we know stories. We
Yeah,
never know.
yeah.
Even if you can have about 5 losses, 6 losses, it will never be the same.
It will never be the same.
It will
Yes.
never be the same. And then somebody would be saying, I lost a friend. And it would be the, no, please go to work. It's your friend. Come on.
Yeah.
And then the minute you say come on, it's like you are disregarding everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
You understand?
Yes.
So people would be thinking if you lose somebody that you know, not somebody biological, I'm saying somebody you know.
Yeah.
Then somebody would think it's something. No, it's better. It's not like
just a friend.
it's just a friend. Why come to work, please? And please don't even miss it.
I wonder if I've not experienced like let's say I'm having a friend or maybe a colleague or someone who wants maybe let's say losing a friend in terms of maybe friendship coming to an end, and the one that who maybe let's say loses a friend because of the friend passes on. I never had that an experience. I feel like, or me in my space, if I do lose a friend, I don't see it. I let it go quickly. Like I don't know how, but I let it go quickly when I lose a friend. Like as in,
Than
like,
losing somebody.
like when it ends in terms of he's still alive. I don't know if maybe I lose a friend by the friend and he passes on.
Okay.
I've never like had it in my circle. I can say a close friend and he passes on, then I have to mourn him. I've never experienced that, so that's why sometimes I don't disregard the people that they've lost. What you call the friend in terms of their friend passing or whatsoever. So I've never had that kind of a pain to deal with, you know. But as for losing someone like family bloodline, you know, that one obviously we at my age already this happened. I know how it feels when you lose this one. I know how it feels when you lose this one. So
even though the feeling would be different.
Because
you know something that I have learned today, hence I'm saying it would be different in everyone.
Yes.
Because I'm hearing the story here and I'm like, okay, this you said something two ways. You said I'm happy at the same time. It's what it's a curse.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse.
No, it's a blessing, and blessing is almost happy, right? You have been blessed for that. Hence, and now, so I was like, I want to hear the part of when you say it's a curse. But when he explained that, I had okay.
Yeah.
You see, when people are 40 years and then you do somebody at 40, people will be sitting here and then giving somebody a podium to explain, just explain.
And then it's like the older you are, the harder it is to adjust to certain situations. You know,
heal.
Yes, because now you're used to your life. Let's say, for instance, it's your mother or it's your partner. You're used to your life being so engulfed by that person, structured around that person, to a point where it's like the void, it's there. Like it's not even like you can't even begin to avoid the void.
Obvious, yes.
You know?
Yes.
I think it's because when you're older, you start building your life around the people that are around you.
Or you build your life.
You build your life around. You
And it's normal.
Yes, it's normal.
As for my take, I think it's more harder when you lose someone like a mother or a father. I think at the age of, let's say, I think it will be the age of, let's say from, I would say, like Oarabile said, by 9 years, it was a blessing and a curse at the same time. Whereby you say you feel like it's a curse totally. I feel like it will be the age of, maybe let's say 16, and then until the age of, let's say age of 35 or 40. I think on that age, or 35. My reason is that because of when you are at the age of 15, you live with that person mostly, day in, day out.
Yes.
There are much of attachment. There are much of like when you get home, he's there, she's there. She will be knocking off coming home. You understand the memories that you guys create. When it comes to December, it's there. It's like always. But when it goes to the age of, let's say, 35 going there, remember, most you will be privileged to get your own space, your own house, your own. So the attachments are there, but they get less. That's why he says, because I never had too much time. So the more we spend, that's what I'm saying. If you get, let's say,
the more we create memories.
Let's say you start to move out from your house or from your mom's house, and then you go live with your partner. You start to create a new memories, a new kind of a lifestyle, and all those kind of a thing. Yes, I'm not saying that you will disregard your mom and then you will forget about her. Just that you will go there sometimes and come back and live your daily life with your partner and all that. So remember the memories and the time that you spend with her. Now it's subsidized. Then you spend the less memories. The memories will be there. But when you are older, it becomes easier to adjust. But when you are on that stage of 15 to 30, or else you are still living with her, that's
very hard.
Because when you get home, like you said, the void. You get home, you said, maybe I will find her there. You understand?
That's always the thinking. I'll find them there.
Yes, I think that's why it takes a lot of time for you to heal, because of those memories. You cannot wipe them quickly. Like,
you can't.
You can't. But if you are living with your or it was before time. Those memories, I think, they quickly fade away because of there was something that disturbed those things. Yeah,
And it's true. Oarabile, man, thank you very much for honoring this invitation and for coming. And it has been so bold of you to be here. And then we are so appreciative as Life and Stories Network. We continue to appreciate your I don't know if to say ability or to say the power you have within that it lets you speak out. It's not easy for people to speak about such things or to express them. So we are really thankful. Hence we allow you to have your time and to explain it in the way you want to explain it, because it's your story after all. We thank you very much for coming.
But we are skolota nje. You owe us. For you to get you here, my friend.
It has been hard.
I owe you at the part 2.
We've been fighting.
I think you owe us a part 2.
We will come to that. We will come to that. Because I know you also doing media part of it. So somewhere we have to get to it.
He has to tell us. Like, teacher, kunje.
I know, man. No, that one, let's leave it alone, my friend. Let's leave that one alone.
Where can we find you, Oarabile?
Yo, I don't want to be found.
Very reserved.
You know, sometimes when people find you, they find you for the wrong reasons. People will
So you don't want to feel anything. Where they can find you? Nothing.
No, I'm kidding, man. You can find me on all the social platforms. Oarabile Tshidi, you know. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but I don't advise anyone to find me on Twitter because
blog.
Hey, there's the Wild West.
Thank you very much, Oarabile. And Kay, our socials, because I know they'll find us there.
And this number that is appearing on the screen, and we are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we are on X,
YouTube,
which is Twitter, and Facebook.
Oh, ish.
It's Life and Stories Network.
Yes.
Please click like and subscribe. Thank you.
Please, man, do that. Molonta John Pelon, better known as MJP.
Yes, Lamil Gama Umruti, Ngasbele.
And I'm Kay. Until the next episode, bye-bye.
Bye.